So that means it's time for our Coral Reef Dive program. If you're just joining us, this is an opportunity to take about 15 minutes or so to explore the life in this tank, from our scuba divers to all these fish. We'll also be opening up to questions in a little bit, so there's something that makes you curious about this tank, start thinking about that. And last but not least, all these fish need to get fed at some point, so we'll be doing that later on as well. So, all that being said, let me introduce myself. My name is Audrey. I'm a staff member here at the Academy. Is everyone having a good day here so far? Yes. I'd like to hear it. Excellent. Is anybody here for the very first time? First visit? A few of you, lots coming back for more as well. Well, thanks for everybody being here. Now, I know there's lots to do here at the Academy. I'm curious, what made you want to sit down and look at just this tank a little bit longer? It's giant. Yeah. Beautiful. What do you think? The fish? Yeah. Okay, one more. The fish also. I know you're a shark fan. So there's a lot going on in here. And this is about a 212,000 gallon tank, so we're able to share a lot of this life to give you a more accurate picture of what a coral reef is really like. Because out in the wild, these places have a lot of life too. More than any other place in the ocean ecosystem. About 1 out of every 4 marine species lives in a coral reef. It's a great place to live. So there's lots of nooks and crannies here to hide and to find food. Now, has anybody out here ever been to a coral reef? Any lucky travelers? Ooh, all right. Where did you go, man? Oh, Cozumel, Cancun. Excellent. Would anybody ever like to go on a tropical vacation? I don't think I can raise my hand for that. Well, that's what I like about this tank again, is it's a pretty good preview. Now, since maybe we're not on a tropical vacation right now, though it's a nice sunny day in San Francisco, what do you say we have our diver here share his experience with us? Maybe get a little taste of what it's like to be in that tank. Now, I happen to know that's a diver Mark in there. And diver Mark, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Audrey, how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing quite well. How are you?
I'm enjoying my little tropical vacation here in San Francisco.
I bet you are. Now, who out here is a little jealous? A little jealous. How warm is the water in there, diver Mark?
It's actually very pleasant. It's about 78 degrees here. It's a nice contrast from the California coast tank just across the way, where the water's about 52 degrees.
All right, so I guess in the Philippines the water's about 78 degrees. Again, we do our best to replicate a natural habitat here. But diver Mark, with all the coral reefs around the world, why did we choose to focus on the Philippines here?
That's a great question. A lot of people wonder why we chose the Philippines and not, say, the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. It turns out that the Philippines has the highest amount of biodiversity of any coral reef system in the world.
Alright, so while coral reefs in general have the most ocean life, the Philippines might have the most of all the coral reefs. So it's kind of like the most diverse of the diverse, and I think you all can get a bit of an idea about that with all the colors and all the fish and all the corals in here. And diver Mark, all this wonderful, colorful life wouldn't be here without the corals anyway. Could you maybe point out some of the corals for us?
I'd be happy to. There's actually a couple of different kinds of corals. There are hard corals, which are the reef-building corals. Here's an example behind me. This leather coral, this sort of cup-shaped coral. You'll see some large hard corals up on the rocks over there, and over here as well. Down below me, you'll see layer corals or whip corals, which are actually kind of a soft coral. And you'll see some other corals over here that are kind of waving in the breeze, almost like